Hey guys, what's up, man? We back rolling, man. We got another episode of Resiliency Cam. Man, we here in Virginia with it today. Man, take no days off, right, man? We here with Giavanni Ruffin, man. Just thankful, bro, that you here, man, and took the time, you know what I'm saying, to sit down with me. Crazy, man. Like I say, you somebody who, like, man, I remember just watching that video, with Eric Thomas, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, and being 14, 15 years old and watching that, and I never knew that was you in the video working out, but to be here now, and first off, I want to ask you, like, how did that come about?
Basically, how it went about, I was just leaving college, a lockout had happened, and so while I was waiting, I just wanted to grind it out, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then my mom house, the kind of house that all your homeboys hang out at, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, everybody would chill at my mom's garage, like, even if I'm not there. All my boys would chill at my mom's house. So I'd be in and out all day. And one of my boys just picked up a camera and he started doing videography and photography. And he was like, "Hey, how you feel if I follow you around?" Because they were seeing how much I was, going through and what I was doing every day. And so I was like, "Yeah, good." So he followed me around, so that was like a whole day. You know what I'm saying? That was my daily routine, what I did every day. And he did it. And then at the time, E.T., nobody really knew who he was at the time. I had found him. And when I had listened to it, it resonated with me so much. It felt like he was talking about my life. I literally felt like he said that to me. Because I understood the struggles, of really wanting something that bad. You know what I'm saying? I was willing to do whatever it took. And so we put the audio up there, and I didn't know how to work YouTube, none of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I never posted it. He did it. I did it. It was kind of for myself, so I can listen to and watch. And he posted it, and then I think one morning he woke me up. He was like, "Bro, go check YouTube. Your video had like 100,000 views." I'm like, "For real?" I'm like, "Check, boom, hour." He said, "Bro, go check it again." It was like 250,000. Every hour it went up like 100,000, 200,000. I think by the end of the day it was at like 2 million, 3 million. And it just kept circulating. And then so that's how basically that video came about. It wasn't like it was meant to happen. That's why I think why a lot of people resonated with it, because it was natural. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you see a lot of people make motivational videos, but it was like so authentic. It was real. It was what I was really going through, and I think it was resonating with so many people because they was whatever profession you might be in, they can feel that pain and they can see, what I was going through on a daily basis, to pursue my dream.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that came about. But I think a lot of people misinterpreted it, the video and the words.
Right. Speaking of that, like when you say like people like misinterpreted it, like, do you mean like not really getting the message?
Yeah.
No,
sure.
For real, because like, man, like when I say that video is powerful, like it's real, and then like when he, start talking about having an asthma attack and things like that, I'm like, man, no, for real, like when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, like he say, like, cause you're not thinking about nothing but breathing when you're going through that asthma attack and things like that, man. But I'm like, it's so real when you want success that bad as much as you want to breathe, like, then you'll be successful, like, so for real. And like, what did you think that, like, did that video, like, was it like a changing point in your life? Like, how did,
For sure. I started getting all type of people to, reach out to me, follow me. Man, I had people like governors, Wall Street, everybody was using that video.
Right.
Then I think after that, I kind of took it in a different direction, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I first started, trying to get to the league and, just training myself every day, it was more for self.
Right.
And then I think a long time ago, right at that point, that's why I was so pivotal, because, I realized life ain't about what you can do, but what can you do for others.
For real.
So I was doing it to give people hope. You see what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was going to be a long shot. I knew it was going to take a lot of work. And then that's why I never gave up, you see what I'm saying, until, I got there. But it was so many people reaching out to me, so many people telling me, how much it changed their life. That was right there, that's my reward.
Right.
Whatever come after that is extra, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So that was my reward. And, man, I had kids wake up, and they'd tell me, they don't got a mom or they don't got a dad. And they look at me for a source of inspiration every single day. So it was no way I can let, step back.
Right.
I had to give it full throttle. Even, I told, like, I've done an interview before, and I told them, like, there was times in my life, I was depressed as hell. But I'm smiling at everybody else. I'm motivating everybody else, and everybody thinking everything all great on my side. It won't. But it was, I wanted to, put a smile on somebody else's face, or I wanted to motivate them so they won't give up. But there was plenty of times I wanted to give up. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. I go through things. I go through personal things. It was days it's like, damn, is all of this worth it? Like, I'm battering my body for years, bro. Right. Years and years without knowing if I'm going to get a chance or not. But that's what life about. It's about taking risks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And one thing it made me think of, because, I was watching this video from Inky Johnson. He said, can you take the risk without knowing that there's going to be a reward? And I'm like, that's deep, because I look at you as somebody who worked your ass off and did these things, but, like, you didn't make it to the NFL, so a lot of people will be like, well, he didn't make it and stuff, but I'm like, y'all don't understand the reward and what God got is better than the plans that we have for ourselves. Sure. I'm like, now we sitting in your gym. Yeah. Like you say, now people every day, this inspiration, right? Like, I'm inspired by you. I wake up and, right, because like I said, I've been inspired by you since I was 14, 15 years. I'm 25 now, so it's been 10 years of just watching, so to actually be sitting here, but it's like, for real though, like you say, like, sometimes you gotta, take a risk, and that's why I tell people, like, sometimes it might not be, what I'm saying, it might not be the reward you want, but God will reward you though,
I feel he rewarded me though. Like, even though I didn't go as planned, I did get to the Seahawks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It took me 5 years to do it, but then I realized, when they cut me, that's not my path. That won't never my path. Right. God was just trying to, basically, like, while you going through your storm, I want to see if you're willing to bless others.
Right.
And he knew that was going to give a lot of other people hope. I got there, and I realized, I can play up there, but that won't my path. You know what I'm saying? It won't my path. That won't my journey. And I felt like my purpose in life is to, help other men and women, pursue their dreams and,
Right. And it's crazy you say that, because, like, I would always tell my mom, like, I'm like, Mom, God called me for a bigger purpose. Like, God called me for more than just to play football. And I feel like that was, like, my stepping stone. And then, like you say, like, going through your storm, like, I remember, like, and just on the whole thing on why I started Resilient, because, like I said, I remember being, 14, 15 years old, having every offer in the country to, like I said, I'm 17 years old. I'm, I got a child on the way. I didn't gain, like, I'm, like, 360 now, a high schooler. Like, I got up to 360 pounds. I lost all my offers. And then, having to, get back down to 290, 300, go to junior college, not receiving the offers that, like, I'm like, man, every school about to come back and offer me, but, sometimes, like, at that level, it's just politics and things like that. But, being able to get to UAB and, things like that, and, like I just think to the whole, like, resiliency thing, like, just, continuing to, keep going. And, like, that's what I feel like I was kind of called for, to, like, inspire, because, like you say, like, just kind of going through it. And that's why I love the whole word resilient, like, able to withstand and recover quickly from difficult conditions. And, like, I tell people my favorite part is, like, recover quickly. Because, like you say, like, you going through, this and that, and it's like, mom died, granny died, whatever, like, you gotta keep going, like, you gotta get up and work. And, like, so it made me just think of, like you saying, just, and I, my mind's over the place, man. I'm just so happy to be here and stuff, but, you were talking about, like, just, I forgot, we'll edit this part, but, man, just the whole resiliency thing, like, being able, like you say, can you keep going in your storm? Like, that's why I ask people, like, God want to see if you have real faith. Like, are you gonna do this? And that's why I always tell people. I'll post on my Instagram, like, whether I'm broke, money in my pocket, happy, sad, like, I'm always gonna continue to keep going because God want to see if you faithful. Like, and like, it's crazy because the verse of the day the other day was like, if you're not faithful with little, you're not gonna be faithful with much. And I'm like, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, we be asking God for all these blessings, this and that, and this and that, but it's like you can't even be faithful with the little stuff you got. You want Him to give you more, So I'm like, man, it's crazy. But man, from the experience from the football to owning a gym, and now training clients, man, let me ask you, like, what's that been like for you?
Man, it's been a blessing. Yeah, we started off rocking.
Right.
I trained some of the top players in the country, high school, college, and it grew really fast. We outgrew this place 2 years ago, and we was gonna move it in another spot, but COVID kind of slowed things down. But that's that. Like I said, that'd be my reward, bro, to see some of these youngers I've been training since they've been babies. You know what I'm saying? And to see them go to college, that's my reward. Next year I probably got 3 that's gonna go the first 3-4 rounds, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was training them since babies. That's my reward. That's my why. That's the reason why I was doing all of this. That's how this came about. This came about from t-shirts, you know what I'm saying?
For real.
T-shirts, wristbands.
For real. I got me some.
So yeah, it's going great, bro. Like,
Good.
I'm doing what I love. It never feels like work. I get to help, women and men, young women and men also every single day. Right. And to see people smile and, turn, whatever it is that they trying to fight for, whatever goal it is that they trying to, go get. And to see it actually happen, that's like the best feeling in the world, for real. And that's why I tell people, like, forget money. Like, if you work for money, then you come. Like, just follow your passion, and all the money will come.
Right.
The money will come. Just do what you love, and like, do it like with a good, genuine heart.
Right.
When you do things with good intentions and a good, genuine heart, God gonna always bless you. And that kind of going back to just having faith, like you said. Faith ain't knowing that God can, it's knowing that He will.
Right.
Even through your storms. That's why I used to tell people, like, people, like, you just said it. That's why I was like, man, because it's like, man, people would pray for things, you know what I'm saying? And you asking God to bless you with, whatever it is that you might want. But it's like, you ain't doing your part.
Right, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Faith without work is what?
Dead.
Dead. You got to do your part. And then once you start doing your part, now you're equipped and you're ready for it. How long are you willing to endure, though? Right. When shit ain't going right.
For real. And it made me think of the Bible verse. It say, like, you should rejoice, you should be happy when you go through trials and tribulations, because that's just building the endurance of your faith. And every time I read that scripture, I think of the marathon. I think of Nipsey. I think of, man, running your race, right? You gotta have endurance. So I'm like, man, while I'm in these trials, like you say, like, how much can you endure? And it also made me think of Rocky. Like, Rocky say in the movie Rocky, he say, life not about how hard you can throw a punch, it's about how hard you can take one. And I'm like, that's real, because it's like when you, like Nip would say, and I always go back to Nip, man, because he's, so influential. But like he say, like, when shit hit the fan, that's when you find out who you are. And I'm like, that's true and real. Now let me ask you this, man, like, because I'm sure you done work with, like you say, top athletes, young women, young men, older women. How do you keep people to stay motivated? Because I'm sure there's people who come in here and they might lacking that motivation and things like that. Like, how do you keep them motivated?
Transparent and real. So be transparent and real, and have passion behind what you're doing. Right. That's it. Like, you just always gotta be transparent and real with people, man. Be genuine and always try to understand where they coming from, because everybody different. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can't handle this person how I talk to this person. Right. And I try to get to know people though. That's real. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just a client when they come in here. I wanna know you. Tell me your story. Why you is the way you are. What pain you went through. You know what I'm saying? What have you overcame? What struggles you facing now? Right. It's all right. Talk to me.
That's real. And, a lot of people, like, need that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you going back to, like, being real. And I'm like, man, we live in a world. generation and time where I feel like being real is not like, it's not the common thing anymore. Like people can't handle being real. You know what I'm saying? Like you try to be real with people and it's like, oh, okay, I don't want to talk to you no more. Or, oh, like you did me wrong or you said something wrong. But it's like in reality though, I really just got your best interest, and it made me think too when you was talking about like faith without work is dead. I'm like, this generation is just starting to, we want it fast. We want that, that instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? I was in the barbershop and like this old man be laughing. He said the microwave changed everything. You know what I'm saying? Because, just that quick gratification and, things like that, man. But just really just, sticking in your process. Let me ask you, like when you was going through those tough times and going through those times where, okay, I don't know if this is going to pay off and stuff, what kept you going?
People.
Yeah.
People that reached out to me every day, told me how much I motivated them to keep going. It's all the youngins, bro, that they really motivate me. It was days, but like I said, I wanted to stop this shit. But I realized I can't. Like God had a bigger purpose for me. And if I would have stopped, I'm gonna set an example for when you're going through things in life. It's okay to stop. Yeah, it's alright if you never get there, but I'd rather leave this earth, bro. Like knowing I gave it everything I had. I don't want to leave this earth with no regrets. I think that's the worst thing, to lay in your deathbed, have all these regrets. I want to make sure I emptied this tank. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that goes for like everything else in life, any wrongdoings you ever did or, people you did wrong, whatever. I want to make sure, like I'm at that place in my life where, I always want to reach out to somebody or if we can mend it.
Right.
If not, at least say what I got to say.
That's real. Because like you say, like leaving nothing in the tank, man, that's why I'm like, a lot of people, even myself, I'm guilty of it. Like sometimes we be living like life promise. For real. Like we be living like God gonna, let us see another week. And it's like you really don't know when you're gonna go. So it's like really like when people, make the best of today, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to, you know what I'm saying? Because like you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Nothing is promised in this life. And like even just reaching out to people and things like that. That's why I'm like, that go back to that like. But it's like we so caught up in living like, oh, I'm gonna live tomorrow. I seen yesterday, I seen today, but it's like you don't know when can be your last day. So like you say, like just not living this earth like with regrets and things like that. And like I can just tell by the way you work out. Leaving nothing in the tank, like I seen Deion Sanders talking to his football team and like, cause I still work out to this day and like people like, I'll be behind, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll be behind everybody that's finished. I'm like, I'm trying to get all my reps. Like Deion Sanders said, don't take nothing home. I don't need you to take nothing home. So man, it feel good to just, like I say, man, just seeing you working out and grinding, I'm like, bro, focus. Like he really in here like, I die getting this rep. You know what I mean? For real.
It's like a piece for me. You know what I'm saying? People think it's always like I just want to be physically and mentally. It like remind me of life. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to be physically and mentally prepared for whatever life throw at me.
Right.
It's just like that rep you're going through. Or when you in here struggling, it's like I try to explain to my clients sometimes. It's like some of them we going to 11 reps. Some of them might stop on 7. It's like you got to mentally trick your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's all mental right there.
Yeah.
Now, what might happen if you do all 11 reps? I swear that next time you come in or your next set, it's going to get that much better. You're going to get that much better physically and mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can push past that when shit start to hurt. When shit get bad in your life, you can push past that.
Right.
So what would you do this time, if you're going through a heartbreak or, you're going through an obstacle? What if you got your ass up early that day? Right. You know what I'm saying? You might have, got that job that you wanted, because you would have filled out many applications, or you might have would have felt a little bit better, because you might have ran into somebody that day that gave you a compliment. Now you put a smile on your face. For that little second, you know what I'm saying? The smallest shit matters. So it's just like mentally tricking your mind sometimes. That's all. A lot of this shit in life and everything else be mental. It's all mental. It's what you say, what you think, what you see, what you hear is what you become.
Talk about that, bro, because like you just hit on something deep. And like that's real. Like what you say, what you feed your mental is like what you become. And that's why like when I started this podcast, if I didn't watch other people's podcasts, but I'm like, I want to do this a certain way. I want to bring people on that's motivating, chopping games and things like that because of, like little stuff. Like I can go to Instagram. Like you got those pages out there. I laugh at some of the stuff too.
Yeah.
Like they say, comedy funny because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I laugh at that stuff. It's like I tell people too, like even with the music, I listen to our music. I bow my head. I like all type of music. I don't let it influence me though, because a lot of people get influenced by that. A girl can see how Justin Boyle or something like that, and like don't get me wrong, like I say, his stuff funny. His stuff funny as hell. Like, that's why I'm not gonna sit here and cap. Like he be having me crack up, but it's like a lot of people read that type of stuff and they be like, well, my boyfriend's doing that. Well, my lover's doing that and this and that, and it's like
that's reality.
They think that's reality, and it's like. Once again, you gotta be careful on what you feed in your mind and things like that, and what you're around. But just talk to that though,
like stuff like that. Like with his page, I don't follow it. I see it all the time because everybody I know follow it.
Exactly.
They post it, so I do. I will look at it and like it and laugh and whatever. But I think everything, like I try not to follow or look at things as negative. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Right.
Because it's draining. I'm not the shade room type stuff. I don't follow none of that stuff. I try to everybody I follow I know or things that's gonna set a positive example or give me some type of positive light. Just if I can wake up every day, I'll follow a few motivational pages and it get me a little bit of motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just a little bit. I'm cool with that. But other than that, I try to stay off the internet like that.
Right.
I only focus on my business, my son, bro.
That's
Everything else, I don't be tripping over. I've been got off the internet a long time ago. I don't know if you know me. I always used to post a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the whole industry and how things turned out, I just can't rock with no more. To be honest, because I done met like other influencers or what. I don't even call myself an influencer, but guys like that kind of do workouts and motivation. And, guys that I respected and thought, highly of, and they want what they say they was.
Right.
And then it's like, damn, bro. It's like, it's kind of disrespect to all the stuff I've been doing for years. Like, everything I was doing, I was really doing. And then you get with these, they just want to do it. Hey, we're just going to do this clip, 2 clips or whatever. I'm like, damn, so you really want like that, bro?
Right, you really.
Wow. And it's like, now it's entertainment now for people. Like, that's all the fitness industry is, and half of the shit you see on Instagram and stuff is entertainment. It's like, and just me being who I am and being, genuine, and I was true to doing everything I did, I kind of fell back a little bit. I just focused on here, and I'll post here and there. You know what I'm saying? But,
and I see what you're saying, because like you said, all I see from your page is working out, being a father. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, like, you go to my page, all you're going to see is me being a father, and you're going to hear about my business all day. I'm going to put it in your face, and that's it. I'm like, anything else, man, like,
true to you.
Exactly, man. And like, that just go back to too, like just being true to yourself. Like, a lot of people understand, like, God will open up doors, you know what I'm saying? Like, just having faith and being true to you. It's like, I think to a moment like this, you know what I'm saying? Just being out here and, you actually getting back to me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times I done messaged you, I don't know, right?
But I told you, that's why I had saw your last message, I think. Because I don't, like, I guess when you follow people, go to the other side.
Right.
Or hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through one and I seen it, and I'm like, damn. And then I was scrolling, I'm like, damn, this nigga was persistent, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, I respect that. Anybody that's passionate about what they do and that's persistent and want it, I'm like, man, shit. Like I told you, I don't do podcasts, but I was like, man, that's why I told you I'll do it.
Right. That's real. And then, man, speaking on passion, like, how, like, because I know for me, like, going, being All-American, losing offers, going through JUCO, going to UAB, then getting hurt again, I kind of lost my passion, for, what I did, man. Like, what would you say to somebody who's lost their passion for what they're doing in the field they're doing?
Dig deep down, get to know who you is truly, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they follow things because of what they see or what others want for them. You know what I'm saying? So figure it out if that's really what you want. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's really what you want. Now, if that's really what you want, Now you gotta go back and say, what's your why behind all of this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And realize that it's okay to be down. Like motivation, that shit is temporary, bro.
It is.
But it come to being like discipline and knowing every day ain't gonna be the same. There's gonna be days where you gonna feel like not doing shit. There's gonna be days you feel like doing things. But strength ain't about what you do. When shit go wrong, it's like what you gonna do when you breaking, when you broken. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
When you broken, when you got nothing left in the tank, how are you gonna overcome that? And it goes back to like, are you willing to endure it? Are you willing to endure it? When shit do hit the fan in your life, when people run away, when people don't want to, be there for you, when you feel like it's dark outside, do you believe you will see the light? It comes down to that. Do you believe that?
Right.
Now, if you don't, you're going to stay in that dark place, and then you're going to keep making excuses for yourself.
For real.
It's going to take you to get up out of that situation, whatever it might be. So
that's real right there. And like you say, like just excuses. And it made me just think back to being resilient. Like I named my company Resiliency Entertainment, LLC, all this stuff after the word and got it tatted on me and all that because like I tell people, I'm like, the reason why I started going by that, because I'm like, man, I went through a lot. And I said one thing that's going through stuff that taught me is that no matter if you up or down, you still gonna go through it. Like we got children, it's not our home, so it's like whether you winning. Like I think I seen an interview from Floyd or something like that. He was like, I'm 50 and no, but I didn't lost. I didn't took losses. I didn't lost money. I didn't lost loved ones. I didn't lost these things, and I'm like, that's what give me peace. Like that's why I know like no matter what I'm going through, I can keep going because I'm like, man, no matter money in the account, no money, this, that, like, you're going to go through it. It's inevitable. So it's like, man, like, I know for that, like, the whole, like, just resilient, like, that mindset just keep me just, like, let me stay focused.
Yeah, but look at where God kind of laid you now. Like you say, you went through all of that, all American, JUCO. I know how that JUCO grind is. I went there, UAB, had a youngin', and I'm sure you had some up and downs through the years.
Man, for sure.
And you still sticking to your passion.
And like just being faithful, like just like finish and getting my degree. I'm like, it's the little stuff. Like I tell people, it wasn't about getting my degree. I had to come out of college and start from the bottom just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, so it wasn't about the degree. It was about finishing. It was about teaching my kids to finish. I was sleeping in class and my professor, he had got a degree from the University of North Carolina. And so he like slapped my desk. I woke up and I'm like, man, don't slap my desk. I fell back to sleep. He slapped my desk again. And he was like, and he had his degree in my face. And then he was like, man, first off, he was like, oh, I heard you this big time recruit, this and that. So I'm thinking he gonna say something good about me. So now I'm sitting up, I'm like, heck yeah, what you got to say? He like, the biggest mistake we make as parents is we tell a child, do as I say, not as you see. He said a child gonna do what they see and not as you say. And I'm like, damn. Like, so he like, you can tell your child to get this degree. You can tell them to finish. You can tell them to do these things. They not gonna do it unless you do it. And I'm like, from that point forward, I'm like, dang, like they right. And like, I think about it now. Little man follow everything you do. He see Pops doing push-ups. He like, shoot, I'm gonna do some push-ups. Like, right. And we gotta be careful, like with that influence. So like speak to that, cause like like. You got all this influence and using it the right way. Like how important is that? Because like you say, it's these influencers who use it in false prophets. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But that's
Yeah, that's why I watch things I post. You know what I'm saying? I only try to be positive. Of course, sometimes I might have my moments,
right?
But it ain't nothing too detrimental or nothing like that. But I just try to lead by example. That's why like my college group that come in here in 30 minutes. I'll train with them every single day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you to do something I'm not willing to do. And that goes back to I like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Show them. Right. Let them see. You know what I'm saying? So everything I try to, talk about or I try to do. I just try to practice what I preach. I think that's big. That's why I try to have my son, my son back there, he over there. I try to have my son around this stuff. I want him to see this. I want him to be around greatness. It's like every day and here he around greatness. You know what I'm saying? Right. NBA, NFL, high school All-Americans.
Man, he don't even know yet. Like his life, man, he blessed. He's so blessed for real.
And then I got powerful women in here also. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it ain't all about being an athlete. It's a lot of people successful in what they do. So just like I want him around that type of environment. I just try to walk godly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Real. That's real, man.
Lead by example.
Like they say, walk it like you talking. You know what I mean? All y'all be bobbing your heads to that. Man. Walk it like, but no, for real though, walk it like you really, talking, man. And like I say, man, it's a blessing to just, like I say, man, see you with your son all day. And then like you talked about, like that example, because like we live in a world, it's like where a lot of people walk by sight and not by faith. So it's like they got to see you, you know what I'm saying, doing it. Like you saying, like going back to that, I can't just tell you to do it. I got to show you. You know what I mean? Because like, like it's like we live in a world, like if you don't show people, like, I remember one time due to that thing, he's a rapper, he was on here, he was like, man, if somebody said you got $1 million, I'm gonna be like, show me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm, and sorry, I'll cut this and stuff, but just going back to that, just showing though. You know what I'm saying? That's big, because like we live in a world today, and like that's one thing I have to learn too, because like that's how we, like I tell people all the time, that's how we miss our blessings sometimes, because like we'll look at somebody and like, they telling us right, but they not doing what they telling us. So then we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. And it's like my dad told me one time, he like, well, did they tell you right though? And I'm like, so sometimes like, you know what I mean? Like just finding that balance for real. And like you say, like just really like just lead by example for real, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's very important though, for real, bro. So
we want to break generational curses also with our children. You got a youngin', right?
yeah, I got 3 of them, man. I can't wait to show you them off camera and stuff like that, man. 3, man. Shout out to Kai, Kyle, and Kyrie. I kept it simple, KYs, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's dope. We want to break them generational curses and lead them in the right way. So that's him over there. That's my heart, bro.
Right.
So this is why I do it.
And then just breaking those generational curses and stuff, man. Like when you didn't have that, talk about, because like I feel like a lot of people feel like you're supposed to have all this support, but like people don't understand it's a lonely process when you break a generation curses. Family say you acting different, friends say he changed, and things like that, man. Like what's some encouragement or something you would say to those who like not having the support and like trying to break those generational curses?
To be genuine, be you, still show love when they ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's real.
Even if people treat you wrong, still treat them right. You know what I'm saying? Real. Like, what you put out there always gonna come back. So there's been plenty of times, bro, especially around here. Man, some of these people that hate on me, bro, but I always show love. Right. And smile, bro. People hate that.
And with that, bro, that show how good God is. Because like I be telling people all the time, I'm like, man, my love ain't like God. I'm trying to get there because I'm human, right? Like, because I'm like, man, they spit on God, mocked God, talked about him, and he still treated them with love. Like I be like, man, God, turn your back for 30 seconds, like, but I'm like just being real, like you say, like still showing love, because like I'm like, as soon as like I say, I struggle with that. Sometimes like, man, you acting weird. I ain't gonna speak to you. I'm gonna walk by you, but like deep down, I'm like, oh, that's not God. That's not what God would really want me to do. So like, man, what you talking about? Real, like just still moving.
You only can control what you can control, bro.
Right.
I learned that too. Like I used to be like that. I was always like that. I hold grudges. I'm stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Right. But as I got older, and it's like, wow, life's short, man. You know how many homies I lost? You know what I'm saying? And it's like life's short. It's like I don't want to be mad at nobody. Right. Like I ain't gonna be mad at you. It's cool. You did me wrong. It's cool. I love you from a distance, though. I'll never lose that love for you, even though you did me that way. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Because that's what I got in my heart, bro. Because I've always been genuine, but I just can't be a part of that no more.
Right, that's real.
What you show.
That's real right there. And then like it just go back to too, like I tell people, like, because I always hear people like, I'm heartless now, I'm this, I'm that, I don't need no woman, I don't need no man. I'm like, man, don't let this world change your love. Like just keep being that loving person, like you say, bro. That's why I'm like, man, what you're talking about is real, for real.
But that's okay though. It's okay to go through those emotions.
Right.
But as long as you don't stay there, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to go through things and, hate the world, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel so much empathy for people that like want to kill themselves and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because that's why I don't judge that. You never know what somebody's going through. Right. But it's like, just don't stay there. Find yourself up out of that hole. It's gonna be okay. But you gotta believe first. You gotta believe first. And then start changing your surroundings, bro. Start changing your surroundings.
Right. Man, legend like that. He like, hurry up, man.
Why?
going to surroundings, man, because I had just made a video before you came. I was talking about having the right team around you. Because I'm like, it's like I tell people, like Scott, like Michael Jordan, they say greatest player ever. He still needed Scotty to D up. He still needed Dennis Rodman to grab those rebounds. Talk about like having the right team around you, man. It's crazy, man. And then going back to the team, you were talking about the team aspect, and when you was first starting, you had the the 10,000 square foot, and you was trying to do everything yourself. And you was talking about Nip and how you misinterpret that, man. Go back.
Yeah, I was missing because Nip. He always said cut the middleman out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm thinking is I do everything yourself. He basically saying you can do everything with your team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cut the middleman out is like you don't have to use him to create that. Or I don't have to go to this printing company and they gonna charge me a 20% markup. Instead I can go straight to the distributor. You know what I'm saying? Order it myself, and then I'll send it over to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but I feel like in order to be successful in life, you have to have a team. Like my gym wouldn't be as successful without my team. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're going to allocate certain things to certain people. But if you're going to do everything yourself, it's only 24 hours in a day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in order for you to handle other things, you got to have other people in place to be able to handle things that, take stuff off your plate.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think, I hate people that say that self-made and you know what I'm saying? So I've had a lot of help, a lot of good people around me.
Right.
So yeah, shout out to my whole team.
Yeah, shout out to the team for real. And they go back to like knowing your team and knowing, like you say, like, because we talked about like the whole Michael Jordan and having other people in other areas do certain things, and like just going back to your team too. Like I was like, man, that's leadership. What you was talking about was like just knowing how to talk to people, how you can talk to because when you working with a team and you coming from all different types of background, and it made me think, because you was talking about your team, like going back to leadership. Like I knew on the field I can talk to Wes this way. I can be like, Wes, you need to beep it up, and he gonna be like, bet. But I gotta go over here to Aaron, and I gotta be like, hey, you missed that tackle. Hey, just go a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing in that whole like that team atmosphere and things like that, is definitely important.
It ain't all about that. I want to give back to the community. I work with a lot of kids that's living in poverty.
Right.
So I just want to be that source for them. Give them a resource. To help them make it out. Because some of these kids, that's all they got, bro.
For real. And it's crazy. Cause I didn't tell you, but like when I first came home, like when I got done playing at UAB, I was like, man, what am I gonna do with my life? I'm doing construction. When I first get home, and like I go out and help my old high school coaches, and they like, bro, you got 2 degrees. Why you doing construction? My teacher was like, start subbing. So I became a sub, and then next thing you know, started becoming a star sub around the valley and stuff. And so then I started getting long-term stints, and it's kind of like I was really working as a teacher. But like you say, I'm like, because before I picked this up, the media, all this stuff, I was doing teaching, and before I started to go full in. But I'm like, because God had already shown me what I needed to see, and I'm like, you see all these kids and stuff like that, and you see them come to school, and that's their escape. That's how they eat. I'm like, man, this kid's smart as heck. I'm like, parents don't spend no time with them, things like that. And like, it stuck with me what Trent Shelton had said. He said one day, it's a lot of broken parents raising broken kids. And so it's like just being able to be that outlet for them. That's why I was like, to be the reason that they smile. And I stayed at school for 3 months, and the next thing I'm leaving, they all crying. The parents, the teachers, they like, they all, but like just being able to bring a smile to somebody's face and things like that. And going back to what you say, like, like life not about you. And I'm like, the day I had figured that out, man, I'm like, life's been good ever since. You know what I mean?
When you start getting blessings, you know what I'm saying? When you start blessing others and not doing it with wanting to get something in return. Just do it from your heart. You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
So, yeah, everything I do, I just try to do from my heart, bro. And people, kids, they feel that. You know what I'm saying? They know it's genuine. That's why all my kids, they talk to me about and everything. They call me not when I'm not in the gym. You know what I'm saying? When they need help with something, they call me. If they got problems at home, they call me. Because I've always been that outlet for them.
Right. That's real. And like they always say, like it's a blessing to be a blessing for real, for real. And then like man, just moving to the whole genuine thing, man, and like man, Giavanni, bro, like I know I'm gonna keep saying it. This like my third, fourth time, but man, just thankful for real, for this sit down. Because like I say, you somebody like I say, you inspirational. Like I say, I see the way you work out. I see how you are as a father. Like that inspires me more than anything. Like I'm watching how you are with Legend. I'm like in my head, I'm like, man, he just like how I am with my kids. Hey, look, stop, like this, that, like certain things, and it's like. You know, just I'm like I can already tell the type of dad he is. Like really gonna raise his son with respect, manners. Sure. Like you say, being around greatness, things like that. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, man, it's just so dope to see, man. Because I'm like, man, I just say with my kids too, like you know, loving this, that, but like also too, like showing them this, that. Like, no, don't do that. Look, I'm serious. Like, da 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 da. Like, because I'm like, you know, a lot of people. You know, they misinterpret that, but I'm like, they don't understand the big picture. Like, they don't understand, like, our kids is learning something that, man, like, you know, they go.
We teach them now is what they'll live later.
For real. And like I say, like, you know, in the Bible, you know, train a child up in such a way that when they depart from home, you know, they'll never leave their roots. You know what I mean? Because, you know, as a child, you know, you're gonna, it's some things we can't protect them from. They're going to go make their own decisions, but it's like, I'm going to remember what dad taught me. I'm going to remember seeing my dad in the gym. Yeah. From 8 in the morning to 8 at night. I remember being in the gym with my dad, so it's things like that to where it's gonna teach them like, man, like life, like man, this stuff easy. Man, I've been doing this since forever. Whatever field they go in, doctors, athletes, whatever, it's gonna be like I see my pops grind. I seen them and still I seen him be serious. I seen him show love. I seen him be this loving person and things like this, man. So what you doing, Giavanni, man, Giavanni, man, is you know, it's great.
Good love, bro.
And let me ask you this, man. Who are some influences in your life like that molded you into the man that you are today?
First, of course, I had to start with my mom. So my mom battled breast cancer. She got lupus. She worked a full-time job while having all that. You know what I'm saying? To take care of me and my sister. I had to grow up early. Tell people like, and plenty of times my mom going through chemo. She had to stay at the hospital overnight and stuff. So I had to get up, get my sister to go to school, do her hair, you know what I'm saying, give her a ponytail, I had to make her breakfast at night, I had to cook her a TV dinner, whatever I had to do. Like, that was like my best friend growing up, my sister. So I had to grow up real fast, so definitely my mom got the most strength I've ever seen in anybody. I know the typical, most people say that, but you know, I've actually seen it.
For real, for real.
Like, my mom was fighting for her life plenty of times, but still had a smile on her face. Still had a smile on her face. Never complained, never made excuses. And she did whatever she can to, you know, provide for me and my sister. And then I definitely had to say Kobe, bro. He left a huge impact on my life. I studied that man for years. The whole Mamba mentality. And it was never about his talent, bro. It was his consistency. Right, you know what I'm saying? He's willing to just become the best at whatever it is that he was doing. And I heard him say something the other day, like how don't look at, you know, what I did, look at how I did it. Right. Because it'll translate, you know what I'm saying? It'll translate to whatever profession. Right. So he another one. Another is Floyd Mayweather. I know people think he cocky and stuff.
You naming my favorites, bro. That's why I'm like, you naming my favorites.
People think he cocky and whatever, but it's like, bro, the man dedicated his whole life to, you know, becoming the greatest, bro. And the man don't drink, he didn't smoke, bro. He trained 2-3 times a day to become the best there ever was, bro. And how can you not respect consistency?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another inspiration to me. There's some other people, but like if I had to name 3 people that really left an impression on my life, you know, from every you know, emotional standpoint to, you know, me chasing a dream. Definitely them, bro.
Yeah, them. And you name my favorite. That's why I brought up Floyd with the losses and things like that. You know, Code, man, he's still my screensaver. He about, you know, about home screen, man, to this day. Because, like, even with Kobe, like, it made me, when you was talking about him, and just don't look at what I did, how I did it. it made me think of that commercial too. I don't know if you remember, but when he was shooting, they was like, "Boo, you suck,
Yeah.
boo,"
Yeah.
and then they eventually had started rooting for him. And I'm like, man, like that's life. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people will be rooting against you and things like that. But I'm like, those same people, if you just keep doing things like that, they're gonna end up being your, you know what I'm saying? And it goes back to just everything you're doing, and you know, like the kids coming in here, because it's like everything you're doing is undeniably right. So it's like, you know, I'll have no choice. Like, how could you not respect that? How could you not follow that, man? So what you're doing is amazing, G, man. And like I said, I'm just thankful just to, you know, even be here, man. And I know we can go on all day, and we working on the time, man. But one thing too you had brought up too is just growing up a little fast. I want to ask you, you know, how did that help you and hurt you? Because I know in my life I felt like, you know, it definitely, you know, it helped me to, you know, game, hustling, things like that, certain responsibilities. But it also hurt me too in a way, you know. So I'll let you answer.
Yeah, it hurt me more than anything growing up. But eventually, I, you know, turned. I was an angry kid, bro. I was bad. I was like,
Right.
I was always being suspended. I got kicked out of school, expelled.
That's how I was too,
Yeah,
for real,
yeah,
right?
all of that. You know what I'm saying? I was angry at the world because my mom was sick. My dad wasn't here. I was just mad. I didn't understand, you know, why I was going through it, what I was going through. I didn't know why my mom was so happy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know why my dad didn't want to be with us, you know, down here in Virginia. I didn't understand it. But as I got older, you know, I started to understand a little bit more. And started to understand life and why we was going through what we went through. And I think the pivotal moment where I changed everything is when I was in the hospital with my mom, and they didn't know if, you know, if she was maybe 6 months, they said she had left. And I remember looking at her and I'm crying and shit. She was like, I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad, like, why are you smiling?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she said, all she ever wanted for me was just to go to college, bro. I graduated high school at 1.3 GPA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that moment, I was like, I'm going to go to college. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this for my mom. This is all she wants. I'm going to do this for my mom, and that's what I did. I graduated, went to JUCO. You know the whole JUCO route.
Right, yeah,
you know,
for real, yeah.
Went through hell, you know what I'm saying? Ended up earning 30 scholarships. Yeah, I was number 2 running back in the country out of JUCO. In East Carolina.
Yeah. Why East Carolina, real quick, before I let you go? Why East Carolina?
Man, a lot of people ask me that. So at the time, I had Oregon, Florida State, Cal, a bunch of SEC. I had everybody, a lot of people. East Carolina was the closest school to home that was good.
Right.
Chris Johnson just left, so I understood it was a running school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's a power eye, spread. It's a pro style offense.
Right.
And I just loved the school when I went there. It was a party school. I just felt at home. I was gonna go to Cal, and then I started getting home. So I got tired of California. I wanted to come back to the East Coast, so I just did ECU.
Right. Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. No, man. That's dope, man. I'm like ECU, man. But I was like, watch, he gonna say closest to home, cause like North Carolina, all
Virginia
that.
Tech,
Virginia.
5 hours.
Right.
UVA, 3.5 hours. And then you got, those are the biggest 3. And then you got East Carolina, it's 2 hours and a half.
Right.
So, I mean, shit, over to ECU.
Right. He like, I'm staying.
Home shit, bro.
Right. I'm staying close to home. And then, man, I'll ask you this before I let you go. What's next for you? You know what I mean? Because I know somebody like you. You're gonna stay moving and things. You know, you got the gym. You know, you got all these things happening in your life, man. You got baby boy legend back there, man. You got all these great things happening. Like what's next? What's the next step for you? What's the next plan for you? What's something you want to accomplish?
I'm about to expand. I'm gonna expand. Right. I'm trying to do a one-stop shop, recovery, a juice bar, have a film room, basketball court, sand pit. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a crowd therapy part, massage therapist in there, and then where we show them films, so they don't have like a players lounge. I want it to be set up like it's a college.
Right, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. Sheesh, that's gonna be the double.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a facility right there for real. Like,
I'm trying to create an Exos over here. You know what I'm saying?
right, because you know it's one in Florida, it's one in Arizona.
Yeah.
Right. It's only a few Texas, right?
So those are my next goals. And I got a few other businesses I'm in, and a few other things I'm trying to do. And just keep growing, man. Growing and evolving myself as a father, you know what I'm saying, business owner, a person, friend. I just want to be a better person to keep raising that boy over there.
Yeah, that's real right there. That's real, man. Before I let you go, man, is there anything, man, you want to say? Anybody that's gonna watch this, man, it's been a powerful interview, man. So much, game chop. Like I say, just to be even sitting here in this moment, man, for me it's like surreal right now, man.
Yeah. I just tell anybody, that's going through anything in life, or struggling with anything, or having doubts about things that's going on, is just to keep fighting. Because if you're not willing to fight for you, you can't expect others, to want to fight for you. And understand, adversity, and you're gonna go through that. But that's natural, you know what I'm saying? But it's about coming out of the other side and becoming a better person. And it's not all about money and materialistic things. It's about love and happiness and becoming a better person, and all of that stuff is gonna come.
Man, that's real right there, man.
And remember, the poorest man is not the one without a penny. The poorest man is the one without a dream. So,
that's deep right there, man. We're gonna wrap it up on that, man. G, man, I appreciate you once again, man.
Hey, bro, it's a blessing, bro.
Sit down
Appreciate
for
you,
real,
bro.
bro.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. We out.